John just dropped a duty on my show. Mm-hmm. Did he put out a big dump?
He said he put out a big dump.
Yeah. Well, good for him.
Who said
Look
that?
what you did. Who's a big boy?
That was Rudy.
That's Rudy Giuliani.
About Hunter Biden's
Oh
laptop.
my God.
Oh, Hunter Biden's laptop. Yeah,
Yes.
that's what that was.
Uh-huh.
Okay. All right. Cliff, Don Jr. talking to you. Stop calling him a cokehead.
Before we get into the personal issues, I know they love to say, because I'm a rather animated guy, that apparently I have a cocaine addiction every time I speak.
Maybe because you sound like that, and also that you're very animated, that we think you probably
I have a cocaine addiction.
Maybe it's the jerking of the body and the eyes being discolored and watery,
right,
and not being able to focus,
and the lack of any nasal membrane.
I have a cocaine addiction.
Could be that.
Okay.
Could be that.
I just like that we have those available in the
we
box.
just have them.
Rudy talking about dumps.
I have a cocaine addiction.
And I just made a big dump.
So here they're saying things like there's going to be a big dump.
Okay, I'm sorry. That was the immature section of the show, which is smaller than usual. I talked fancy legal stuff with Barb McQuaid for like 20 minutes.
Oh, we still have Alina Haba and Christina Bob clips.
Bless you. Oh.
Yeah, Barb McQuaid's a real person. You have me on now. You
right?
can't talk about fancy stuff.
I can't do fart jokes with Barb. I mean, off mic, I probably could. She probably likes a good fart joke. Okay, Matt. Yeah. Dave in Maine. Hello, Dave. Hi.
How are you doing?
Good. Go ahead.
If there's anyone who could bitch about the debt relief, it's me, because I paid my student loans when I finished, and I put 4 kids through college, so none of them have any debt. But think of how much money there would have been if we didn't start a war in Iraq.
True.
Or,
yeah.
Yeah, it's just incredible. All these
and this
people
helps,
with PPP loans.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and this helps our entire economy. You know, Cliff, I think I don't see how this debt relief is not a winner politically and otherwise. It helps our economy. And we pay for a lot of stuff, like he just said, the Iraq War. A lot of things we don't use or we're not for. Right?
It puts money in people's pockets, as you just said. Our system, which needs to be reformed and hopefully will, has been insane. When I look at what my college that I went to and graduated in '94 costs now, the costs have gone up, and the whole generation was put in debt, and so it's ridiculous. And again, PPP loans, farm subsidies, we can go on and on. Planes, the Defense Department that never leave hangars, and how about Donald Trump and the Secret Service, him charging them like 5 times the normal rate to follow him to all his stupid properties? Like, Republicans only care about it when it helps people.
Oh, speaking of planes in the hangar, I watched, Maverick, Top Gun this weekend. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I can tell I'm a lot older than when the first one came out, because my girlfriend and I were just like, Jerry Bruckheimer films are loud. Can you hear what's...
Try listening to that. We saw that...
Boy, turn it down.
We saw that a month early. A friend of ours got us into a screening, and it was like one of the theaters that have the crazy Dolby speakers.
Yeah.
And Dylan turned to me, I don't know if I can do this.
I forgot how loud Jerry Bruckheimer films are. And it's completely implausible, and I loved it. And there's an old plane at the end. It's completely implausible. The whole plot line was fantastic. I loved it. And now it's loud because I'm hard of hearing Darth Vader because of too many years in radio. Yeah, I couldn't hear the dialogue, but it seemed fantastic. What?
Yeah.
Okay.
That was not the important part, anyhow. The blowing crap up, and him with he's back with the Admiral's daughter. It's all good. Penny.
By the way, and why didn't Kelly McGillis get to be in it? When Val Kilmer, everybody else did. Can I just, being an old dyke, can I stand up?
She said no.
What?
She said no.
Why?
She didn't want to be.
She said no one wants to see this.
Yeah.
I think she said I think actually there was the word. I don't want to use that word because. But she said I'm an old fat.
I said I'm an old dyke, so I don't. Why can't she? Okay. But I didn't realize she said no.
I'm just saying she didn't want. When they asked her, from what I understand, and she didn't want to do it because. She,
I was in a feminist frenzy for nothing. Then I got into a homophobic feminist frenzy on behalf of Kelly McGillis.
They should have had you do the role instead.
And then I just got shot down like a MiG. What?
He got shot down like Goose.
Like.
What?
Too soon.
Spoiler alert.
Too soon with Goose being shot down. That's from the old Top Gun.
Was Meg Ryan in it?
Which one are you talking about? Which Goose? The one that went through the roof, or the?
No. Okay, let's.
Well, that didn't go through the roof, and that's what killed him.
Right.
Yeah.
Listen,
What?
too soon. Can we get to the current espionage?
Yes.
Okay. FBI agents sought to search Trump's home after reviewing 184 classified documents that were collected at his property. We talked to Barb about this. A significant number of civilian witnesses were interviewed. This has got to be making Trump insane, which is the other, cherry on top of the espionage, isn't it?
It is. Because, people are talking about him. He can't stand anything like that. He always feels betrayed when he wakes up in the morning just by the world. So I think that's probably driving him nuts. But again, it has to. There's no way if he doesn't go to prison for this, I give up.
Yeah.
Right? It's kind of like the recording. I always said that about the thing in Georgia. Like, they have him saying, can you find me, 12,000 votes or whatever. Right. When you have witnesses and you have recordings, you go to prison. So if he doesn't go to prison, and that's why you have the Josh Hawleys and Lindsey Grahams who are out there saying, well, there might be a riot if you go ahead and do that. That would be terrible. And like the fact that they're doing that, what a party. What a group of just awful people.
Was that a Josh Hawley or a Lindsey Graham impression, or was that their...
It may have been both.
Okay.
Here's my Josh Hawley. Hold on. You ready for it?
Yeah. Oh, you're going to run. Okay. He's running away. That's very funny. Yes. That's funny on the radio. Okay.
Sorry. That hurt my feelings. Hey, can some people see it?
Just kidding.
Free Speech TV saw it.
But we saw it. I saw it. And I explained it to them.
Isn't there video for, like, some people?
Yes.
No, they saw it.
Right, but I was explaining it for the people who couldn't see how funny that was.
I apologize, folks, for my video antics, if you're just listening.
So still reading over this affidavit. It reads, there is probable cause to believe that evidence of obstruction will be found. They were seeking all physical documents and records constituting evidence, contraband, fruits of crime, other items illegally possessed in violation of 3 potential crimes, including part of the Espionage Act, outlawing gathering, transmitting, or losing national defense information. The warrant also cites destruction of records and concealment or mutilation of government material. So the 184 unique documents bearing classification markings. Some of the documents have handwritten notes by Trump. I mean, we were just talking to Barb about
Kill this guy.
So apparently, Chris says they've just dropped the whole planted by the FBI because none of this makes sense. It was planted, but I declassified it, and also my handwritten notes are on the stuff that, okay. So, I mean, go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say, right. I mean, Rand Paul and a few of them that came out and, again, did what they do. Oh, it was planted and lied, and they're never held accountable. And then here in Cincinnati and in Phoenix and other places, people either attacked FBI buildings or showed up and threatened them. And, there's that part of it too, that they put people's lives in danger. Yeah. FBI agents, and then you get these little wimps like Kash Patel who are like, my name's in there. Well, I'm going to be in trouble now. It's like, no, all the terrorists are on your side, dude. Yeah, I love because he's part of the crime. Mm-hmm. He's like, oh, but they outed my name. I'm like, so the crime is okay. And what's wrong with his eyes?
I don't. Okay, you know what?
Here,
I was going to say something, but I.
That's another video
stop it.
Thing.
That's another
People
physical
joke.
I don't know. He has that thing that I don't know. My teacher had, Mrs. Thornton. It's just one eye. There's something going right.
I just thought they were really huge. He looks like one of those nectar bats or one of those things in the the cave with okay.
Yes, a fruit bat. A fruit bat.
Fruit bat. You're thinking of fruit bat. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just reading this New York Times story, Cliff. This is why I am wearing my I Am American T-shirt, because he's just a traitor. This should not be partisan. They risk imprisonment or death stealing the secrets of their own governments. Their identities are among the most closely protected information inside American intelligence and law enforcement agencies. Losing even one of them can set back American foreign intelligence operations for years. Clandestine human sources are the lifeblood of any espionage service. This helps explain the grave concern within American agencies that information from undercover sources was included in some of the classified documents recently removed from Mar-a-Lago, raising the prospect the sources could be identified if the documents got into the wrong hand. Trump has a long history of treating classified information with sloppiness few other presidents have exhibited. Again, I don't know if there is any most alarming thing, but that he left in hotel rooms, that he took the physical documents with him to foreign adversaries' countries and left documents around. I mean,
he had them in the basement the way like I have old books in mine in Mar-a-Lago. We've now arrested a second spy, Russian one, who just the first one was Chinese, who traipsed around Mar-a-Lago, and every country that needed information had spies galore there, right? I mean, it's obvious because you knew you could do that. Like, remember when he's first in office? I think it was a bombing raid. It may have been in Syria. I'm trying to remember. And he was sitting there celebrating it at the table with people, showing them stuff. I mean, the last thing I'll say is he's always been completely careless and an idiot, and that put lives in danger. But the more evil part is, what did Kushner tell MBS? What did he, what was he sharing with them?
Will we ever be able to prove this? But most of us that have a functioning brainstem go, really? The Saudis gave $2 billion to Jared Kushner, who is another failed businessman? Right?
And there was there was an article in the Times, and it was other places, I think it was 2019 or somewhere around there, where they're talking about an unusual number of our undercover assets had been compromised.
Captured or killed.
Captured, tortured, and killed.
Yeah. Yeah. And
thinks, I mean, is there anybody who honestly thinks Donald Trump wouldn't do that for money, is what I'd like to know.
Yeah. But I mean, what's your take on will we be able to? I mean, Barb McQuaid as an attorney has to say, well, yeah, that could be a coincidence. I mean, you and I know it's not a coincidence, but like,
of course not.
Will they ever?
Can I prove it right in this moment? But I mean, I can put dots together in a pattern. Right. I mean, I don't know what we're going to do here, because I don't think we've ever seen anything like this since the Civil War, when a whole section of the country, committed treason. I mean, because it's not just Trump. It's cabinet members. It's members of the House. It's members of the Senate. Yeah. When you combine the coup and you combine the espionage, so many of these guys are going to have to, and gals are going to have to go to prison for us to properly handle this and contain it and stop it from happening again. Well, I don't know.
The headline this morning, Intel officials scrambling to assess potential national security risks created by Trump. Chairman Schiff, who is, of course, star of Sexy Liberal LA, along with the recently added Rob Reiner, October 22nd. I would get those tickets now.
That's right.
He said the DOJ affidavit, partially unsealed yesterday, affirms my grave concern that among the documents stored at Mar-a-Lago were those that could endanger human sources. It is critical that the IC moves swiftly to assess and, if necessary, to mitigate the damage done, a process that should proceed in parallel with the DOJ's criminal investigation. I mean, I hope we haven't forgotten about the January 6th and overthrowing the election investigation.
Right. That's only
because he has committed even a larger crime, right?
Right. Like Golden Shower has fallen down to like the 57th story of what he did.
Yes.
Okay. Seriously, and I'll beyond jokes, like, it is true that January 6th, I don't want that to lose its importance. The man, for months, he implanted people at the Defense Department, at the State Department, planned this out, planned out a coup. Numerous members of Congress were clearly in on it and meeting with him there. So that is all hugely important, and just as important as this stuff too, because obviously you overthrow our government, then none of our national secrets really matter anymore, do they?
Yeah.
So I mean, both of these things need to be aired out completely. And I mean, my God, like it's going to need to be done is like nothing we've ever seen before in terms of hearings, prosecutions, the whole damn thing.